Hello again, everyone. This is the KMN 1971 back with another comic book haul. It's that beautiful time of the year, the kickoff of another NFL season, kickoff of another Patriot season. So I'm going to try to get through this haul as quickly as possible. Quick shout out to everyone that's been posting their top 50 comics videos. I've been so entertained over the past week. I still have about like 4 or 5 more queued up in my watch later list, so tip of the hat and a drop of the mic to all of you out there. You have some outstanding collections. So, kicking it off this week, Justice League number 7, outstanding Jim Lee cover. I didn't really like the wrap up of this first arc, to be honest with you. It was a lot of convoluted comic book stuff going on in this wrap up issue, but I really did like the cliffhanger and the shock ending at the end. So, shock ending at the end. Okay. So, anyhow, Justice League number 7, Jim Lee cover. Batman number 54, Tim Sale cover, I believe. Yes. Deathstroke number 35, my cover of the haul. The champ is here, Francisco Mattina. Dreaming number 1, I just ended up getting the Jay Lee cover, just because I happen to like this cover the best. Spawn number 289, first issue of Spawn that I've purchased in probably well over a decade. Once again, Mattina drew me in with this cover. Star Wars number 53, my longest consecutive running Marvel title at the moment. Thanos Legacy number 1, Donny Cates, guy's on fire, so I love this Thanos run, and I'm currently loving his Venom run. Speaking of which, Venom number 1, enjoyed that. It was good. I was like, I don't really read any of the spoilers. I like to be surprised with the comics, so I was really surprised with the spoiler, the appearance of Wolverine. So enjoyed that, and of course I had to pick up the facsimile edition of Fantastic Four number 1. Sweet. Alright, so on to the back issues. Hellboy one-shot, Being Human. Once again, Mike Mignola and Richard Corbin. Anytime I see that creative duo together on Hellboy, I will definitely pick it up. Dark Horse Presents number 34. And this kind of predates the Aliens Aliens Predator crossover at Dark Horse. So, pretty cool. Shout out to Strange Blade yet again for showing this in one of his past comic book hauls recently. Punisher number 1, In the Blood. Once again, Francisco Mattina cover. No brainer right there for me. DC Comics Millennium Edition, Sensation Comics number 1, the first time that Wonder Woman ever headlined her own title and her second overall appearance. Let's clear some room out. Current hot book at the moment, Avengers number 346, the first appearance of Star Force. I cannot believe this book is currently going for between, $25-$30, but Captain Marvel Mania is, Carol Danvers' Captain Marvel Mania is super hot right now. I paid $2 for that yesterday. Do not pay $30 for that book. Ghost Rider number 28, first appearance of the Midnight Suns, I guess. Captain America number 290, the first appearance of Sin, Red Skull's daughter. Starting off a little 80s nostalgia bomb in the middle of this haul. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe number 1. I just really dig that Philip Tan cover. It's my third copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures number 1. It came with the other 2 issues for the miniseries, so I thought it was pretty cool to pick it up. So here's number 2 and number 3. And I also picked up the Prestige Format edition of the movie adaptation. And just to top off the 80s nostalgia, I ended up picking up a couple more early copies of G.I. Joe. So G.I. Joe number 3 and number 4 are all first prints. So some nice 80s inner child goodness right there. Alright, so little Bronze Age. Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter number 14, which has a Bruce Lee appearance on the cover. That's basically the only reason I picked it up. I did see this on someone's video within the past month or so. I'm sorry, I've been trying to keep track of who shows which books and try to give them a shout out in my videos, but whomever you were, thank you for showing this book off. Just another issue of Captain Marvel off my list. Captain Marvel number 36, which I believe reprints his, well, I know it reprints his first appearance, and this is also technically Jim Starlin's last issue on the series. And I believe he only does like 2 pages for the intro and the outro after the reprint within the comic. Sorry for the ramble. Okay, so my last haul, I showed the first appearance of Nightshade, and this was her first arc within the Power Man title. So the first interaction between Luke Cage and Nightshade occurred during this arc. So here's Power Man and Iron Fist number 51, number 52, and number 53, which also contains, issue 53 contains the origin of Nightshade. So worth picking up. Little spec books on my part, and some cool Bronze Age. Still working on my Iron Fist Bronze Age run also. So here's Marvel Premiere number 18. Nice copy. I've always loved this Iron Man cover. I consider it a classic. And up until recently, I didn't know that it was an homage cover of, I forget which issue of Tales to Astonish, but very cool. I know Alex Ross has also done an homage to this cover, so really sweet. Some Batman supporting character first appearances. So here's Batman number 307, and it features the first appearance of Lucius Fox, who, every time I hear the name Lucius Fox now, I automatically think of Morgan Freeman. And here is a very nice copy of Detective Comics number 457, the first appearance of Leslie Tompkins, who I didn't know at this point was an older white woman. So, yeah, and I mean really old, like old enough to be Aunt May's mom old. So, really cool, and it also has the origin, a retelling of Batman's origin, which is always cool. So, very cool. Can I say cool enough? Yes, and I did it again. Sandman number 1, $10. I'm up to 4 copies of this comic. I don't like to consider myself a comic book hoarder, but when it comes to this book, and if it keeps on popping up in that store for $10 a pop for issue number 1 in near mint condition, I'm going to snatch that up every time. Hellboy, The Wild Hunt number 1. This is the Dark Horse 100 Special Edition. And it's 1 out of 1,000 copies. So this is definitely one of my rarest variants that I have in my collection. And I didn't even know about this series. I know of maybe several books that Dark Horse put out under this 100 Special Edition series that they had. But yes, up until recently, I had no idea about this. I was just searching out stuff for The Wild Hunt on eBay, and this popped up. So, very nice. In my top 50 just last week, I showed Justice League of America number 21, which was the first part of Crisis on Earth 2, the first crisis in DC history and the first team-up between the JLA and JSA. Here's Justice League of America number 22, the conclusion of that two-parter, and I am super, super, super happy to finally add that into my collection. And it was only like, I ended up getting it in an auction. This is fine minus condition, but it only cost me like maybe 21, 22 bucks. And it also came along with this book, which is my pick of the haul, Justice League of America number 29, in very fine, I'd say very fine plus condition. I mean, this book is beautiful, especially for a Silver Age book. And this contains the first appearance of the Crime Syndicate of America, which I'm a big fan of, mainly thanks to Grant Morrison's Earth 2 graphic novel and Jeff Johns and David Finch's Forever Evil miniseries. Great stuff. Kurt Busiek also, and Ron Gani also had a pretty good story arc with them in the JLA, the Grant Morrison volume. So, very, very happy to finally add this into my collection. And this book was like the most expensive book out of the haul. I want to say it was like a little over $60, but considering the condition and the first appearance, it's awesome. And I guess it's also the first appearance of Starman in the Silver Age. So, there you go. So, that's all I have for this week. I will be back next week with another comic book collection spotlight celebrating Batman Day. So, hope you all can join me again around this time next week. Go Patriots. Thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. And, yeah, take care. See ya.